Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. So just yesterday we had the Tuesday patch that we typically get, and with that, of all things, ArenaNet has decided to update the gathering tools. Now I know I'm saying this coming off of the recent update where we got the ability to sit down in chairs and there's even an achievement tied to that, but gathering tools of all things have been updated. So for a while now we've had some unlimited gathering tools available to us in the gem store. As the name more than implies, these tools never run out of uses, which is already pretty cool. But in addition to that, they give you some that have special skins. Every now and again, they'll come out with a set that allow you to get some extra resources every time that you use these gathering items. While with this recent patch, they've actually expanded on unlimited gathering tools with Glyphs. With this system, you'll now be able to take the added bonus effect of some unlimited gathering tools and actually apply that to any other unlimited gathering tool that you have. Additionally, it seems like gathering tools are going to be added to Fashion Wars 2, or at least now you can reskin these gathering tools with any other skin you've unlocked. All of this giving players a bit more freedom when it comes to choosing which gathering tools that they'd like to use and which skin they'd like to have on those gathering tools. If you already happen to own some unlimited gathering tools, you're first going to have to head over to the trade post in Lion's Arch. Just to the back of the trade post, you should see an exchange specialist. In the last tab, you should see an exchange for some of your gathering tools. The gathering tool that you'll get out of this will be the exact same as the one you've always had. The only difference here is that now you'll be able to remove any upgrades or glyphs, as they're calling them, and slot those into other gathering tools. Now this only really applies to people who are just coming in on this update. If you go ahead and look at the gem store, it seems like everything that you can buy now has a glyph slot, but I thought I'd mention this for the many of you out there who probably already have some gathering tools. Additionally, you should check and make sure that your gathering tools are in fact account bound. There were a few tools that were sold that could be soul bound, and if you do happen to have a soul bound tool, just head to Lion's Arch, go to the Black Lion Weapons Specialist, and he'll trade those in for some account bound versions. Now everything I've said so far had everything to do with the gem store unlimited gathering tools, but there were a few things that they added to the core experience that play into this glyph system as well. I ran around to a few vendors, and anytime they sold gathering tools, those tools now had a glyph slot, meaning if you want to pull some of those glyphs off and use them on some lesser tools for maybe an alt character, if you end up with some extras eventually, that's now in the cards. Additionally, if you head to any of the major cities, there's a new gathering vendor, and that gathering vendor will sell you some tools that are essentially the same as the regular tools that you would get from a vendor, but these new tools seem to be under the effects of a glyph, meaning that if a glyph said you would harvest faster, you can buy some tools that just happen to harvest faster now. All of these new tools cost karma, so if you do happen to have some karma, you can now dish that out on some temporary but slightly more powerful gathering tools. Outside of the existing abilities that you can now pull off of some of those older gathering tools, they did also add 4 new ones. The first 2 are the Glyph of the Leatherworker and of the Tailor. Each one of these is just going to give you a 33% chance to get leather or cloth whenever you hit a node. The Glyph of Industry lets you harvest 50% faster, and the Glyph of Flight will actually give you a bit of a speed boost whenever you finish harvesting a node. Unfortunately, as of right now, the only way to get these is to open them out of a Black Lion chest. It's only in this bonus chest that you have a rare chance to get one of these to drop, so I wouldn't really recommend going out and, say, buying about 30 keys and opening up a bunch of boxes like I did, because it didn't really work out all that well. That being said, if you've already purchased some unlimited gathering tools, the process of removing a glyph is as simple as pulling it into your inventory, right-clicking, and going to Remove Glyph. This puts a new item in your inventory that you can now slot into any other gathering tool. Now personally, I think it's pretty great that they're actually adding on to some gathering tools, but I'm not crazy about the acquisition of glyphs, for instance, as I'm sure I'm not alone in that. This is another one of those updates where I wish there was just a little bit more in the core experience and not so much on the gem store, especially now when you consider that every gathering tool in the game has one of these slots. It just seems kind of weird from maybe a new player perspective, coming into the game and seeing this slot, expecting it to be like a sigil or rune, only to find out that it's something you have to get off the gem store. Not only off the gem store either, you have to buy Black Lion keys for Black Lion chests and then hope that you get them as a rare drop. But this is the beginning of this system. They only recently added it, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see some new glyphs coming into the game. Now, if you really want some of these glyphs and you have to have them, the 4 new glyphs have been added to the trade post, or at least players luckier than I with the Black Lion chests have put those up. But it's still fairly new content, so those prices might come down, they might go up. You're just going to have to decide for yourself if that glyph is worth the extra money. Also, if you've ever purchased Guild Wars 2, meaning you aren't a free-to-play account, you should have got a mail when this patch went live. This mail just basically tells you that until the 24th of April, you'll be able to log on, go to the gem store, and for free, you'll get a box that lets you pick one of those 4 new glyphs. But just to play devil's advocate real quick, I am going to tell you a few of my concerns going forward with this system. Firstly, right now, if you look on the gem store, nearly all of the tools are about 1,000 gems, but now with the addition of glyphs, some of these tools should probably be more expensive, or some of the other tools should be less expensive, based on what you're actually getting for the money or the gold. For example, right now you can pick up a Watchwork mining pick. This pick will give you a random chance to get a couple sprockets every time you swing it. And in addition to all of this, it has a skin and a bit of an effect whenever it's used. And you get all of this for 1,000 gems. Now, if you continue to look in the gathering tools section of the gem store, you'll see plenty of other gathering tools that are about the same price. Depending on your preferences, some of these might be worth it for the skin alone, but nearly all of these are missing any kind of glyph upgrade. So you can immediately see how some of these tools just feel unfairly priced. I'm not sure if this is sort of an incentive to pick up the tools based on the upgrade you want or the skin you want, or if ArenaNet plans to, in the future, just start releasing skins as a separate category for gathering tools. Only time will really tell on this one. As I did just say, this is a brand new system that they've added to the game, so we'll just have to see how it plays out. That being said, I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on this system. I personally still like it overall because it does give a little bit more depth to gathering in Guild Wars 2. I just hope that in the end the gem store pricing makes a little bit more sense, considering some of these tools are much more valuable than they used to be as of this patch. But anyway guys, that's pretty much it for me. I just wanted to let you know that this was in the game if this is something you're definitely interested in. And like most of these videos, I'd love if this sparks some sort of conversation in the comments section if you guys are into that sort of thing. But as always guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.